see who's online. Nanaba, let me know who's online so I can say hello to the people. Hello, hello. You know, I'm excited about today. I'm always excited, but today I'm extra excited. How about that? Because I love this topic and I think it's a very, very important topic that we need to touch on. So who's on? Who's on? Anybody on yet before we go ahead and get started?
Yes, it's Bella is on
Hey, Rosabella, how are you?
and Londis Ghana.
Londis, my billionaire, ate sa'yo.
Yes, I think the rest are now
Joining in. All right, welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome everybody. Today, I'm going to talk about generational wealth through home ownership and why is this not common in Africa? But just even to start off, you know, what is generational wealth? I mean, that's something we need to define first of all, right? Generational wealth, you know, some people also refer to it as legacy wealth. I think I like both generational wealth, legacy wealth, right? It's pretty much wealth that grows and helps support future generations. That's the key thing. You know, a lot of times, unfortunately, particularly in this continent, when a business owner dies, the business dies. You know, and when a rich family member or a wealthy family member dies, then the richest die or wealth dwindles off, and it's becoming a problem. And you know, why am I talking about this through home ownership? I could have just said building generational wealth, but the focus is building generational wealth through home ownership. Why? Because home ownership, what people don't realize, is a catalyst. It is a catalyst for building wealth for people from all walks of life. It doesn't matter. You can have a house in an area that is not considered a prime area, a non-prime area, or you can have a house in a prime area. But the bottom line is you will both build wealth because of the fact that you all own a home. It doesn't matter where the property is located, okay? Which is a win-win for everybody. Everybody has the same platform, the same opportunity to win just simply because you have this asset, okay? Now, generational wealth is any asset that is passed down from one generation to the next. This might be cash. It might be some sort of investment. It may be funds, stocks, bonds, T-bills, mutual funds, real estate properties, which is what we're going to focus on, and also businesses. The fact that you are able to pass down a profitable, viable business to allow it to transcend from generation to generation, you've just passed on wealth, okay, through your business, all right? Now, home ownership is the largest source of wealth among families. This is big, folks. This is big. Now, let's get into it. Why is this not common in Africa? One of the first things is lack of education. Lack of education. And one of the key things I always say is self-investment. Invest in yourself. You are the greatest investment out there. Invest in yourself, okay? Learn about financial literacy. Learn about how you can purchase a property. Learn about ways that you can identify or spot a good investment property, okay? And I think that unfortunately, people are not educated enough about real estate. And so they lack the knowledge to be able to handle a real estate portfolio. Even the fact that you need to diversify your real estate portfolio, you know, is so important. So the number one reason I think is lack of education. Lack of education. And then also under that, I'm going to say mindset. You know, there needs to be a mindset shift. In other words, our perspective or the way we look at properties, the way we look at home ownership needs to change. We need to begin to look at a home beyond a home. We need to look at a home as an asset, a home as an investment. We need to be buying a home for profit. I feel that a lot of people buy homes for social status. You know, let me just buy a house in this area because wealthy people in this area. But you don't take time to look at the stats of that area or the data. If I buy this property today, is it going to appreciate? Am I getting a good deal on this property? Am I buying a property with equity in this property? Am I buying a property that's in a high demand area where I can begin to see cash flow? Is this an area where my annual rental yields will be increasing every year? Is this a cash flowing asset? You know, this is a mindset shift. This is how we have to begin to look at properties, okay? So education, mindset, and then the next thing, number 3, is mentorship. This is why this is not common in Africa. We need mentorship and we need guidance while the mentor is alive. Hello, while they're alive. Because what you find a lot of times is that people may quickly bring a mentee or quickly bring somebody in when they realize that, oh no, they're getting older, or maybe unfortunately they have a sickness or a terminal disease, they're about to pass away. So they quickly bring somebody in to quickly try and teach them the ropes. And unfortunately, you know, they may not have installed more in them in that short period of time. So mentorship is so important because you have a mentor that is alive, that is guiding you. And it takes time. You are learning, you're experiencing all these things through a mentor. A mentor will teach you, a mentor will guide you, a mentor will help you buy a home for profit, which will help when there are future changes. Perhaps you have a new job, you have to relocate. You know, now you're not able to rent your home out because you weren't picking a home that had the potential as a rental in case you had to move, right? Maybe now you have to sell the property. And unfortunately, it's not in a good location. And so the capital gains is not that much. But a mentor can guide you, can teach you, can help you avoid a lot of the mistakes and pitfalls that real estate investors make in the initial stages. Okay, so we need to have mentorship. All right, number 4, dare I say this, maintenance culture here, I think, is atrocious. It's terrible. You see, what we have to realize is that by maintaining your property, painting it, making sure the repairs are done, their home improvements, it's in good condition, you're adding value. You see, you're not only sustaining this asset, but you are increasing the value of your asset just simply because of maintenance, okay? And that is what will allow you to pass this property on to the next generation. I think a lot of people just live in the home because they can just live in it. They don't put any money as contingency for repairs or maintenance or anything like that. And it's very important that you do so because you're gonna have to be able to pass the property down from generation to generation, okay? And a lot of times I think people just look at it as an inheritance. Oh, well, as long as I can give my kid something, I've done something. No, you want to be able to maintain this asset so that when your kid receives it from you, it's not a dilapidated building. It's something that they can continue, if not begin to receive cash flow from. Okay? Yeah, I'm being a bit stern today, but it is what it is. All right, so affordable housing not only helps to build generational wealth, but it also helps in closing the wealth gap, which is very, very important. Remember I said earlier that no matter where you live, as long as you buy a house that you can afford at that time, you are now on the property ladder, you're now on the way to building that generational wealth. Okay? All right, so I think those are the few things that I have now. Any questions? Let me just go over them quickly. The first thing I talked about was education, investing in yourself. Next thing is mindset shift. Next thing was mentorship. And finally, I talked about the lack of maintenance in this culture and how maintaining your property causes the equity to go up. It brings value into your property as well. And you can boost the value of your property by painting it, by doing home improvements, repairs, that sort of thing. Okay? All right. Any questions? Any comments?
Yes, one from YouTube. Yes, one from YouTube. The LH way from YouTube. She says hello.
Aloha. How are you? Thank you so much for tuning in. Any other questions? You know, I'm really hoping that people will begin to look at home ownership differently. That you begin to look at the value of it. You begin to create wealth through home ownership, one home at a time, one house at a time. Any other questions, comments? Nope. Okay, guys, we are good to go. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yes, Palmer.
You have the link to the first time home buyers registration. So.
Awesome. Those of you who just heard Palmer, make sure you click on that link right now. First time home buyers seminar. I'm always saying I'm excited, and people always like, are you ever down? No, I'm rarely down because I'm happy about real estate. But let me tell you this, I'm super, super happy about the first time home buyers in Ghana seminar. I want to remind you all that it is on December 7th, Thursday, at the Accra International Conference Center. This time is bigger, it's better, and it's going to be more knowledge, more information. We're going to have an incredible time. So from 9 a.m. to about 4:30 p.m., we're going to have a lot of vendors, from food vendors. From the minute you enter the conference area, you have food vendors, and then you have other vendors. Now, the theme is all things home. So you have vendors with all things exterior, from outside stuff, so from security, home security, to the gates, to plants, to flower pots, whatever you have outside your home, we have those vendors for you. And then interior, from drapes to curtains to rugs to bathroom, kitchenware, electronics, all that stuff, we have the vendors for you. And then we have panel discussions. Now, these panel discussions are gonna be good. We've got incredible guests from all over the world that are coming in. Yes, we've confirmed the guests. We'll be announcing them soon. We're gonna talk about, is affordable housing a feasibility in Ghana? That's one thing. And then the other panel discussion will be, I touched on it a little bit today, building generational wealth through home ownership. We're going to get into details about how you can begin to do that so you can change the trajectory of your family lineage. It's going to be awesome. We have incredible guests of honor that will be joining us. We have keynote speakers. We have real estate developers. And in the evening from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., it's going to be a time of networking for the general public and all real estate professionals. And then we have a special person that will be making an appearance and giving us a few nuggets about business, networking, real estate, investments, that sort of thing. So I don't want to give it away, but I can tell you what, this person may be a billionaire. So we hope to see you on December 7th.
Okay, there's a question from the LHW on YouTube. Will you have any new homes in the near future in Accra for 50K?
Oh yes, absolutely. In fact, we have something brewing right now, which is actually about $42,000 for a 3-bedroom apartment. So you'll have more information about that shortly. Alrighty. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you this time next week. Same time, same place.